Hello everyone, this is week 9 lecture on chapter 17, stimulus control and prompting. According to Paul Alberto, an antecedent that occurs immediately before a behavior is called a discriminative stimulus, SD, and it is said to occasion a behavior. There is a functional relation called stimulus control between behavior and an antecedent stimulus rather than behavior and its consequences. Consequences must have been present during the development of the relation, but the antecedent condition or event now serves as a signal or cue for the behavior. So as you read the red example in your textbook, a stimulus acquires control only when responses emitted in the presence of that stimulus produce reinforcement more often than responses in the absence of stimulus. So stimulus control plays a functional role in everyday complex behavior. For example, people do not answer the telephone in the absence of a ring, right? A person driving a car stops the car more often in the presence of a red traffic light than in its absence. Stimulus generalization is a new term. When an antecedent stimulus has a history of evoking a response that has been reinforced in its presence, there is a general tendency for similar stimuli to also evoke that response. This evocative function occurs with stimuli that share similar physical properties with the controlling antecedent stimulus. This tendency is called stimulus generalization. Conversely, stimulus discrimination occurs when different stimuli do not evoke the response. Here's an example of stimulus generalization. At a restaurant, a server might ask a variety of questions that are meant to elicit the response of placing an order. If your student can answer to the server, then we say generalization, stimulus generalization occurs. Other example is a child lives with a dog in the very left side, and when he sees a different types of dogs, like in the very right side, there are two different types of dogs, right? And if he can identify them all as dog, then we says stimulus generalization occurs. So the three dogs we just saw from previous slides, they are in the same stimulus class. Stimulus class is a group of stimuli that should occasion the same response and have the same function. So as you see in this example of traffic signals, they look little different. However, they occasion the same response and have the same function. More specifically, these examples are feature stimulus class. Feature stimulus class share common physical forms, they look similar, or common relative relations. For some students, a teacher must prepare for stimulus discrimination training. The conventional procedure for stimulus discrimination training requires one behavior and two antecedent stimulus conditions. Responses are reinforced in the presence of one stimulus condition, called SD, but responses are not reinforced in the presence of the other stimulus, the S delta. When a teacher applies this training procedure appropriately and consistently, responding in the presence of the SD will come to exceed responding in the presence of the S delta. Often, over time, the student will learn not to respond in the presence of the S delta. So prompts are supplementary antecedent stimuli used to occasion a correct response in the presence of SD that will eventually control the behavior. So teachers can provide response prompts or stimulus prompts before or during the performance of a behavior. Response prompts operate directly on the response, and stimulus prompts operate directly on the antecedent task stimuli to cue a correct response in conjunction with the critical SD. Example of response prompts: verbal instruction, modeling, and physical guidance. You can provide these type of prompts before the student's behavior or right after student makes an error. Stimulus prompts are usually embedded in the materials, so make the correct response more salient. So as you see these examples, teacher can provide tracing worksheets, or if the teacher wants to teach a child to operate a machine properly, then the teacher can provide this type of sticker to give the child hint. So a child will be able to operate this machine, manipulate this machine more properly. We are using prompts to help our students learn new behaviors and new skills. However, we have to remember we have to vet prompts, so we want to see our student can respond to the natural cue, which is SD, without prompts. So they can respond to SD naturally and independently. There are several response prompt systems we need to know. The first one is most to least prompts. I believe most of you already learned about these, so I will go very briefly. So most to least prompts, we are going to use prompt from very most intrusive way to the least intrusive way. So as you see in this hierarchy, for example, if I start from full visual prompts, then I can gradually fade my prompts to less intrusive way, so eventually I can get to natural cue. We can also use graduated guidance to students who have motor skill issue or who have physical disability. So we are not going to leave physical prompts level. We can use full physical prompts or partial physical prompts flexibly as needed. Least to most prompts, we will provide prompts from least intrusive level, and it will gradually increase the level of prompts as needed. Time delay systems. To use time delay systems, you have to identify a controlling prompt for a student, for each student. Controlling prompt means a prompt that must work for the student to perform the target skill. So, for example, child A's controlling prompt can be a verbal prompt, but child B may need full physical prompt to perform a skill successfully. There are two types of time delay systems. In constant time delay, you will start from 0-second delay and you will provide the task direction with controlling prompts at the same time. For example, if you want to teach some like sight words to a child, you will ask question and provide the controlling prompt at the same time. Let's watch a short video.
Cal, are you ready to learn some words?
Yes.
What word? Blue.
Blue.
What word? Yellow.
Yellow.
Great job, buddy. No, yellow. What word?
Green.
Just wait for me to say it. You know green. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Plus I know all the colors.
You do. All right. Ready? What word? Red.
Red.
You know red. What word? Yellow.
Yellow.
You know yellow. What word? Blue.
Blue.
Okay.
Wait, there's two blues.
There are. You're
two
right.
Yellows.
There are. All right. This time wait for me to say it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. What word? Yellow.
Yellow.
You know yellow. What word? Red.
Red.
You know red. What word?
Green.
You're right though. Good job. What word? Green.
Green.
You know green. What word? Red.
Red.
You know red. What word? Blue.
I said it the same
You
time.
did. You know blue. Good job, buddy. You did awesome.
So the child's controlling prompt was verbal prompt. After several 0-second delay session, you will move on to delay sessions. So you will provide the seconds of delay you set. So for example, you can use 3-second delay or 4-second delay, and you will wait for the 3 seconds or 4 seconds to provide the controlling prompt.
I'll say them quick.
Okay. Cal, are you ready to learn some words?
Yes.
All right. Remember, if you don't know the word, wait and I'll tell you. Okay?
A.
Okay. What word?
Blue.
You know blue. What word?
Yellow.
You know yellow. What word?
Green.
You know green. What word?
Red.
You know red. What word?
Yellow.
Great job. You know yellow. What word?
Blue.
You know blue. Nice job, buddy. What word?
Yellow.
You know yellow. What word?
Red.
Great job, bud. You did.
Well, the child was really good in his learning, so the teacher did not have to wait for 3 seconds, but those videos showed how we can deliver the time delay sessions. Anyway, we have to fade our prompts. So there are several ways we can try. First, we can gradually decrease the amount of information like superimposition, or we can gradually move on to less intrusive, lesser intrusive, and least intrusive level of prompts.